Billy, I had a question for you because I think you're in a rare position. This is something that is, I mean, I would say one of the top kind of trending talking points is this really interesting situation with Roman Reigns, who we talked about earlier, where you have a promotion where there's like a huge groundswell for like, we don't want this particular wrestler in this particular role.
An anti-groundswell.
Would that be an anti-groundswell? So a ground icing? I don't know what that would be. But also on the other side, you have a promotion who might be saying, well, one, the voices that are loudest about Roman Reigns not being a top babyface is a certain group of over 30 males. And we know that to be true because he's our second biggest merchandising seller. We know how many views he gets on YouTube when we post videos. Like, they have all this data and information that's leading them to believe this is exactly where he needs to be. But then they're having this reaction in arenas and online that says it's the opposite. Like, what weigh in on that?
I mean, I know all about it, but I'm saying, can you be more specific in what you want me to weigh in on?
I guess, like, what do you do? So you're the promoter. You, on one side, have all this information that says, well, we're selling a ton of T-shirts and, and vests or whatever, and kids are watching this and this stuff. And yet when we go to the arena, the perception is that we're messing up because this guy's being pushed and he's getting booed instead of cheered, and our stories are going sideways. Well, I guess, what would you do in that situation?
I would do exactly what they're doing. I think that goes back to what I was saying before. If you don't internally have your reasons for why you're going to do something, whether it be controversial or, in essence, possibly alienating to the audience, well, then you're not really running your own show.
Yeah,
right. But aren't you also? But I guess at the same time, like, in that mentality, one could argue that like a Daniel Bryan or a Rusev right now, or there are guys that sort of, I guess we were told that this model exists. I'm with you in terms of Roman Reigns because I think like this guy, kids love him, and like it's for kids ultimately, that product. But then if you are sort of controlling your show in a way, but telling the locker room that if they get over and if the crowd likes him, then that will affect where the stories go. Can you have both?
Yeah, but that's a difficult thing because look, at the end of the day, Roman Reigns is a star. And will be a star into his 40s if he wants to, work that long. I mean, he has the looks, he has the size, and he has the mainstream marketability, like a Batista and like a John Cena. And I'm sorry, but not everybody has that.
See, but I think they should turn him heel, which will turn him babyface. I mean, the minute they turn him heel, it may not work, but once he gets over as a heel, the fans will finally respect him as a babyface.
Yeah, but we forget that John Cena went through a very similar thing. The fans booed him out of the buildings for years, and they resisted turning him babyface. And let's remember, he was the one going on Regis and Kathy Lee in the Tonight Show.
But yeah, I think he's a different case though, because I think with Reigns, it's. With Cena, I think they wanted to like, but they have their reasons. Whereas I think with Roman Reigns, they feel like we're never going to support him because you're shoving him down our throats. Once they stop shoving him, I think that, which by turning him heel, I think the people will finally give him a chance though. I think it's a different case than Cena. Yeah,
but I think if you can follow my logic here, I think you're arguing at a level, at a different level of the argument than I'm making. I'm making more of a global argument.
All right. You win.
Okay, here's the global argument. If people are in the arena and they're booing Roman Reigns, they're still in a WWE arena.
All right, no, I get that. No, I mean, I totally
No, let me finish.
All right.
My point is at the end of the day, only Vince McMahon and Stephanie and Triple H and everybody involved, they have all the data, which is going back to what Busby's saying, right? They have all the data, and so they're making a global decision for the health of their entire company that includes the people in the front office.
Oh, no, I absolutely am with you on that. But all I'm saying is, but if they want to accomplish their deep set goal of making them the top babyface, turn them heel for a little bit, and that will accomplish it.
I'm saying something completely different. You don't understand what I'm saying. I'm saying is only they have the data that, like, you're going on a booking point, or it's because you're a talent. Well, this is the way to make it work. they may not care whether or not it works.
Yeah, but I guess that's what I'm arguing is I think they do care. I think deep down that they want it to work. And so,
well, of course they want it to, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be argumentative, but what I'm saying, of course they want it to work, but there might be bigger forces at play that have to do with the decision. So it's easy for somebody to sit on the sidelines and say, why don't you just pound the ball up the middle and we'll win a Super Bowl? You know what I mean? But meanwhile, somebody in the locker room might know that running back can't take 400 carries a season. So they can't keep running the ball up the middle because they're afraid the guy's going to get his knee blown. My point is,
I get you. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be argumentative either. I'm saying I totally get your point. I'm just saying it seems like it's become more of a war of attrition. Like Vince is fighting a war of attrition against the audience. They might be making a decision based on the fact that they love all the social media, whether it's positive or negative. Right.
I think this brings us back to Rocco's basilisk. Am I right, guys?
I think so.
No, but I do want to throw in one, and this isn't like to either of your points, but I do wonder though sometimes if part of this, like when you take the Cena-Roman comparison, if we aren't dealing with almost like how like there's like a flu bug and then it becomes a mutated flu bug and the old medicine doesn't work on that flu bug. Like I do think we're in this like era of like Reddit and this aggressive sort of fan who wants to control the product, that Cena didn't deal with that exact type of fan. And I do feel like also, and I fall into this just like you guys do, there's this 30 and over type of fan. Not that we're those fans, but like there's this idea of like, we're going to take the shows hostage. We're going to take the internet hostage. We're going to be contrary just for the sake of being contrary, because then we get attention ourselves instead of the show. And like, I think it will be interesting moving forward as they try to navigate, are the fans changing that much? Or is this one section of fans so vocal that they're going to sort of hamper and affect these other groups that probably go with a more earnest intention?
My personal read, and I'm saying this as a casual observer and not a week to week, moment to moment observer. My casual read was that very early on in this, let's call it this new era of wrestling fan, let's say it rose in the last 7 to 10 years, that the promotions read the tea leaves wrong in those things and they started buckling and booking based on what that vocal minority was after. Yeah. And I think just like I've learned in my own musical endeavors, just like in many cases the government has learned, and let's say Vince McMahon has learned, that those those forces are not going to change your bottom line, because at the end of the day, those people are watching.
And I realize what the basis of our argument, where we disagree, is I'm with you on 100%. I'm saying it seems to me like it's a personal thing, and if it's a personal thing that he wants him to be over because they're already a $2 billion company, and if nothing else, everything else being equal, nothing else mattering, that would be the way to accomplish it. But I agree with you. There's always internal reasons for why something isn't done or it isn't.
I would say, why can't it be both? Why can't it be personal? And I'm paraphrasing. I'm Vince McMahon. I've been right more times often than not. I'm standing here. I'm the only one left standing at this level. I know better than you, and I see the data, and I see at the end of the day, I need this guy in this position more than you need him to be the guy that you love to hate.
Look, either way, I don't follow the business at all. I mean, other than I keep up with it. So I keep up with it, but I don't watch it. So we're arguing. Let me say it one way differently, and it's not an argument. It's just a way maybe to cap the argument. Let me just say I have two other questions I have to ask you. So let's finish this up.
I know it's your show, but I'm the guest.
Yes, you are. But I have two questions.
So let's try.
But you have 15 minutes, Rafe. You have 15 minutes.
I know.
Okay, but here's the thing. The business that I watched and the business that you entered into, the kind of heat that is getting right now used to translate into money. I don't think the kind of heat that he's getting now is translating to money. So my point is that why would the office sell for that? Because it's not going to translate into money.
Yeah.
Does it make sense?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at it from a completely different perspective. I'm looking at it as if I'm thinking how Vince is seeing it.